Hi everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel of ChemLover. So today we are going to discuss a very important concept, that's protection and deprotection. In today's lecture we will discuss particularly the protection and deprotection of amines. A lot number of questions have been asked from CSIR NET and GATE exam from this concept, that's protection and deprotection. You can read this chapter, that's protection and deprotection, from the book that's Organic Chemistry by Callahan. So let us start the topic. In today's lecture, particularly we will discuss the protection and deprotection of amines, and at the end of the video, we will solve certain questions which have previously been asked in CSIR NET exam. So our today's topic is protection and deprotection of amines. So our today's topic is protection and deprotection. In today's topic, we will discuss protection and deprotection of amines. Now we'll see what are the protecting groups and what are the reagents that are used to deprotect those particular protecting groups. And our first type of protecting group I am going to use over here, that's N-benzylamine. Formation of M-benzylamine. So in this case our protecting group is CH2PH. So this is our protecting group. You can write this CH2PH like this, or you can write it like this, CH2 benzene ring, this is our pH. Or this is also written as this whole part, it is called BN. This whole part is also called as BN, as benzene group. Now let us see how this group is used to protect the amine. Let me take the case of secondary amine. So this is secondary amine. First I require a base over here. Base will abstract this proton and this bond will shift towards nitrogen atom. Over here we will get negative charge. Then I will treat it with this benzyl group, that's BN group. Let me write the benzyl group like this. This is my benzene ring and this is CH2. To this CH2 I should have a leaving group attached, for example chlorine. Now this leaving group leaves and this is a del plus charge. This negatively charged nitrogen attacks over here, as a result of which our nitrogen atom, that's nitrogen of amine, it gets protected. So we have basically protected our nitrogen atom. So how this is protected? Now this is CH2 and this is our benzene ring. So why we need this protection? In case of multifunctional compounds, the compound which contains multifunctional groups, if we selectively want to react a particular functional group, then other groups need to be protected. Now this is how amines can be protected. Now once the amine is protected, at the end of the reaction we need to deprotect it. How the deprotection is brought about? When we have a benzyl group, that is BN group, then deprotection is carried out by the reagent H2PDC in ethanol or in protic solvent. So actually this reagent brings about hydrogenolysis. Now what is hydrogenolysis? It is basically the cleavage of this nitrogen and this benzylic carbon bond. So basically once this group is removed, we get back our amine. So basically we get back our amine. This is called a deprotection. This is how deprotection can be brought about. So what we have stated, right, when the protecting group is BN, then deprotection, this is a protecting group. Then in this case, when BN is a protecting group, then deprotection is brought about by hydrogenolysis, that's H2 PDC, in a polar solvent like that of ethanol. So this is called a hydrogenolysis. This is the first thing which we have to remember. And our second type of protecting group is acetylation. We can acetylate this nitrogen atom. So acetylation can be brought about by Ac2O. Now what is this Ac2O? It's actually acetic anhydride. Now this is the structure of acetic anhydride. Or we can use acetyl chloride. Now this is my acetyl chloride. So how it is used to bring about the protection? It's used to bring about the protection like this. We have a primary amine or a secondary amine like this. This is secondary amine. So it is treated with this Ac2O. First it is treated with the base. The base will abstract a proton and then this nitrogen will acquire negative charge. Then I'll treat it with a protecting group like AC2O. Now this is my AC2O. Now what will happen? Now you can clearly see this bond will break towards this side and we'll have a positive charge over here. This nitrogen atom attacks over here, hence this nitrogen atom gets protected. So we have protected our nitrogen atom by acylating it. So this is acylation. So it will basically attack C double bond O and it's attached to this methyl group. So this is acylation. Now once you want to deprotect this, deprotection is brought about by when you protect it by acetylation, that's by using AC2O or acetyl chloride, then deprotection is brought about by H plus and what? H plus and what? Now see, deprotection involves cleavage of this bond, we get back amine. So this is how deprotection is brought about. So far we have discussed two groups, that's VN and acetylation. I will next discuss the third important group, that's NBZ. The third protecting group is NBZ. So this NBZ, it's benzoyl chloride. By making use of benzoyl chloride, that's BN, C double bond OCl. This group is called your NBZ group. We require a base. We have primary amine or a secondary amine, and we require a base over here. The base will abstract the proton. Again, this bond will break towards this side. This negatively charged nitrogen will attack carbonyl group because over here we have a leaving group. So our nitrogen atom gets protected. This is how nitrogen atom gets protected. Now again in this case, if you want to deprotect it, deprotection is brought about by H plus and what? Deprotection is brought about by H plus and what? Deprotection involves cleavage of this bond. We get back our amine. So this was the third type of the group. Now the fourth type of the group is fourth protecting group is we can use trifluoroacetic anhydride, trifluoroacetic acid or trifluoroacetic anhydride. Now what is trifluoroacetic acid? It is CF3 double bond O, single bond O, C double bond O, CF3. This is basically like that of acetic anhydride. This is trifluoroacetic anhydride. So over here what will happen? We will take primary amine or a secondary amine. This is a secondary amine. A base will first abstract a proton, then this bond will break towards this side. This negatively charged nitrogen will attack on this and this will leave as a leaving group. So basically our nitrogen atom gets protected. This is how protection of nitrogen atom is brought about. And if we need to deprotect it, then this deprotection is, this is very important. The deprotection of this as a trifluoroacetic anhydride group, this group, its deprotection is brought about. It's very important. It is brought about by a mild base like K2CO3, and with K2CO3 we use methanol and we reflex it. So this is very important to remember. Or we can use ammonia and methanol. Ammonia and methanol. So these are the deprotecting groups which are important over here to remember. So we can have nitrogen atom and primary amine band. Now let us discuss another protecting groups, that's carbamates. So what are carbamates? First we will write the structure of carbamates. So carbamates will have this type of structure. This is our nitrogen. So once it gets protected to form a carbamate, then carbamate will have this type of structure. This will be the structure of the carbamate. Let me take the first type of the carbamate, that's FMOP. This is very important. So what is the structure of FMOP? This is the structure of FMOP. Basically in the exam they can directly give you FMOP or they will write the structure of FMOP. So it's very easy. You should one should not be confused with the fact that this is FMOP. So let me write the structure of FMOP over here. This is FMOP. This is actually FMOP. So basically this FMOP is used as a protecting group. So I'll treat it with amine. Let me take a secondary amine. A base will be required. In all these protecting groups, first a base will be required to remove this proton. Why this proton? Because it's acidic proton. Why it is acidic? Because it is attached to more electronegative atom. Or here I will get negative charge, del negative. Since this is a very good leaving group, so chloride will leave over here. So it will attack over here. Now this whole group is my FMOF. This whole group is my FMOF. So I can write it like this: R and R, and over here I'll write FMOF. So once you protect the nitrogen atom by FMOF, then you need to deprotect it. Deprotect of FMOF is brought about by mild base. Deprotection is brought about by mild base like that of sodium bicarbonate, or it can be brought about by using piperidine. This is very important, or morphine. Morphine can be used, or dicyclohexylamine can be used. Dicyclohexylamine. So this is again very important. You have to remember this deprotecting and protecting group for a particular type of protection. So next we will discuss one more carbamate type of protecting group, that is TiO. The second one is TiO. So what is this TiO? It is trimethyl silyl ethyl carbamate. It's trimethyl silyl ethyl carbamate. Basically in the exam they will directly give TiO. So you should know the structure of this TiO. So we will write down over here the structure of TiO. This is trimethyl, this is silyl, trimethyl silyl, then we have ethyl group, this is ethyl group, and we have carbamate. So the carbamate structure is like this. Over here again we have a better leaving group attached to it. So this is the structure of TiO. This is your TiO. So how it will protect the amine? Let me take the case of amine. So basically again a base will be required like that of pyridine. Pyridine will abstract a proton. Basically this bond will break. We will have del negative charge. This is a very good leaving group. Over here this is a very good leaving group. It will leave. So over here we will have positive charge and our nitrogen atom gets protected by this TiO. So this is TiO. So this will be your TiO. So what will happen in the next step? I'll get this type of compound R and R, and this nitrogen attacks carbonyl group. This carbonyl group is attached to oxygen and it's attached to two ethyl groups, and we have SiMe3. So basically this is the protection of nitrogen atom by TiO. And once you protect this by TiO, then you need a deprotecting group. Deprotection is carried out by TBAF in THF. So this is again very important. This is again very important. Deprotection of TiO is brought about by TBAF in HF and HF in THF, tetrahydrofuran. So again deprotection involves cleavage of this bond. We will get NH over here. So let me take a third one. Third one is our trichloro. This is my trichloro. Then ethyl. This is one carbon. This is other carbon. Then ethyl. And then we have carbamate. This is carbamate and it contains a leaving group. So again we have a primary amine or a secondary amine over here whose nitrogen atom I want to protect. I have to use a base. Over here I can use a base, a mild base like that of sodium bicarbonate, or even I can use water. So once this base is used, it abstracts a proton. We get a negative charge over here. This negative charge attacks this carbonyl group and this leaves. So we can get Cl3C. This is again carbon. This is This nitrogen atom attacks this carbonyl group. So I'll write it again. It attacks this carbonyl group, that is R N R. This nitrogen atom attacks carbonyl group. It's attached to oxygen and it's attached to ethyl group, and then we have CCl3. So once you protect it, then you need to deprotect it. How the deprotection is brought about? Deprotection of this group. Now this group is called trichloroethyl carbamate. This is trichloro. We have three chlorine groups. This is ethyl group, and this thing is carbamate, trichloroethyl carbamate. So this trichloroethyl carbamate, it is deprotected with zinc dust. So this is again very important. It is deprotected with zinc dust. I'll again get back this type of compound. So let us take other type of groups which are used as a protecting and deprotecting groups. So let me take the fourth one of carbamates, that's tertiary butyl carbamate. It's called BOC. Tertiary butyl carbamate, and it's called BOC. So in your exam you will be given BOC. So what is the structure of tertiary butyl carbamate? It's very simple. This tertiary butoxide, and we have double bond O. We have anhydride type of structure. Again we have tertiary butoxide. So again we have an amine over here. Let me take secondary amine. Basically a base will be required to abstract the proton. I'll take a base over here, pyridine or an ammonia, and this will abstract the proton. We have a del negative charge over here. It will attack over here. This is a very good leaving group. So how the nitrogen atom will get protected? What we are going to get? It will attack this carbonyl group, and we have tertiary butoxide ion. Now in the next step, we want to deprotect again. Deprotection is brought about when you have both type of protecting group. Deprotection is brought about by strong acids. Strong acid is like that of trifluoroacetic acid, TFA. Now what is TFA? It's trifluoroacetic acid. This is trifluoroacetic acid. So it brings about the deprotection. So deprotection is brought about by this type of group. So now let us take CBZ group. Other one is, this is a very important, that is CBZ. This is very important group, benzyl carbamate or CBZ. What is the structure of benzyl carbamate? This is the structure of benzyl carbamate. So this is our CBZ. So we have a primary or secondary amine over here whose nitrogen atom we want to protect. So again a base is required. Base will abstract the proton. So this will become del minus, which will attack this carbonyl group because this group will leave. So we can get protected over here, or amine will get protected. Basically it attacks this carbonyl group, and to this carbonyl group we have oxygen attached, and we have this phenyl group attached. Now if you want to deprotect it, again hydrogenolysis is carried out. Deprotection can be brought about by hydrogen, palladium support to a carbon, or we can have PdCl2. This has been asked in the competitive exam question on this, or we can have triethyl Et3. SiH, triethyl silyl hydride, or we can use BBr3. These are the deprotecting groups. So once it is deprotected, hydrogenolysis is carried out, we get this type of compound. Back we get amine back. So let us take other groups. The other group is sulfamides, those containing sulfonic groups, sulfamides. So one of the very good sulfamide is PTS. So the first case is PTS, para-toluene sulfonamide. Now what is the structure of the PTS? The structure of PTS is, we have a para-toluene. This is our toluene, and over here we have sulfonic group attached, and we have chlorine group attached. This is called para-toluene sulfonamide, PTS. So we'll treat it with the primary or secondary amine whose nitrogen atom we want to protect. Basically a base is required which abstracts proton, and it attacks over here because this chlorine is a good leaving group. So this nitrogen atom gets protected. Nitrogen atom gets protected. We have sulfur, double bond O, and this is attached to para-toluene. This is our para-toluene. Now if you need to deprotect this group, yeah, then you have to use a deprotecting agent, that is sodium amalgam. We have to use sodium amalgam in methanol, or you can use sodium biphosphate, NaHPO4. Na2HPO4, you can use sodium biphosphate. So this is again very important protecting and deprotecting group. Similarly, One more protecting group is that's SES. What is SES? It is tri. Let me draw the structure first. This is SES. It's trimethyl silyl. This is now trimethyl. This is silyl. Then we have ethyl. Trimethyl silyl ethyl sulfonamide. Trimethyl ethyl silyl sulfonamide. This is trimethyl. We have three methyl groups. Then we have silyl group. Silyl, ethyl, ethane. This is ethane group. Sulfonamide. So now how it is used to protect and deprotect? Again the same thing will happen. Base will come, it will abstract a proton. Then this nitrogen will attack this sulfonyl group, chlorine will leave, we will get this SES group R. So we are going to get R and RSES. Then we need to deprotect it. How the deprotection is brought about? In case of SES, deprotection is brought about by cesium fluoride in DMF. Cesium fluoride in DMF. So basically it is very easy to remember protecting and deprotecting groups. You have to revise it one or two times, then easily you can remember these type of groups. Now let me take a question. I have a question. I have this type of compound R, N, R, and this is H. This is a secondary amine. This secondary amine is treated with, it is acylated with, it is treated with TBU, TBU, S double bond O, single bond Cl. So tertiary butyl sulfonyl chloride. It is treated with tertiary butyl sulfonyl chloride in presence of a base like that of triethylamine in DCM. Now what will happen? Base will abstract the proton. Now this bond will leave. We have negative charge over here. This negative charge attacks this carbon sulfonyl group, and this chlorine will leave. So what we are going to get will protect this nitrogen atom, and we have S double bond O, and we have tertiary butyl group. Now in the next step, it is treated with MCPBA, metachloroperbenzoic acid. It is treated with MCPBA, or it is treated with thonium trichloride, or it is treated with NaIO4. All of these are oxidizing agents. They will bring about the oxidation of sulfur, because we know sulfur can increase its oxidation state from +4 to +6. Or here the oxidation state of sulfur is +4 to from here to from here. So we can get this sulfur can get oxidized. Now once the sulfur gets oxidized, we can have S double bond O, and this is tertiary. Now this is the actual protecting group. Now once it is protected, we need to deprotect it. Now how it is deprotected? This group is deprotected by very strong acids like that of trifluoroacetic acid in DCM. Now trifluoroacetic acid brings about the cleavage of this bond, that is deprotection. We get the amine back. And this is how the reaction can be carried out. Now let us take previous year questions which have been asked from protection and deprotection of amines. So this is question number 1. This question has been asked in CSIR net June 2016. So questions like this are asked. So we have to actually remember only the protecting and deprotecting groups. Now see over here, we have this nitrogen atom, it is protected by NBOF. We have this nitrogen atom, it is protected by CBZ. And we have this nitrogen atom, it is protected by BNO. This is called a BN, it is protected by BN. Now the reagent given is, this is actually a deprotecting group. Deprotecting group is hydrogen palladium supported over carbon. So we know that it brings about hydrogenolysis. Now actually we should know all the deprotecting groups for these. Now we have a CBZ, it is protected by H2PD. And we have NBROC. NBROC is protected by a very strong acid like that of trifluoroacetic acid. It is protected by deprotected by TFA. And this BN is again protected by this Bn is BNO, this BNO, sorry, not this one. It's again deprotected by H2PDC. It is protected by H2PDC. Now we can clearly see this group cannot be deprotected by H2PDC. Over here, this group has been deprotected, therefore this is not the correct answer. Over here, we can see this group is protected, so it might be the answer. It's protected, it's protected. Now see, CBZ is deprotected by this, therefore CBZ cannot remain over here. This is incorrect answer. In this case, BNO is protected. BNO cannot be protected by this H2PDC. It deprotects BNO. This is not the answer. So the correct option is option number 1. This is the correct option. Now let us take one more question. So this is the second type of the question that has been asked in CSIR Net December 2019. So over here we have to determine the major product. Now you can see there are protecting groups, that's NHCBZ, and there is protecting group, that's butoxide, tertiary butoxide. And recently we have seen in the lecture, we have seen that this NHCBZ, it is deprotected by H2PDC. Since H2PDC is not given, therefore it will not be deprotected. This will remain as such. So NHCBZ is over here, NHCBZ is over here. In this case, it is deprotected, it is deprotected. So this is not the answer, this is not the answer. Now you know that when you have this type of group, butoxide group, this is your BOC. When you have a BOC is deprotected by a very strong acid, that is CF3CO2H. So over here BOC is protected. Over here BOC is not deprotected, therefore this cannot be the answer. Over here you can see this is present, this is present, therefore BOC is protected over here, so this cannot be the answer. So the correct answer is deprotection is brought about, or BOC is brought about only in this case. So the correct option is option number 4. Thank you for watching this lecture. I hope you might have enjoyed this lecture. If you really love and like my videos, please share with your friends.